Yes, this guy. Right here. This guy thinks he's Mr. Big Shot Senator. Will become president someday. You know, you ever hear of guns and bad people and all that, and people who make cheap guns and they're and like the Saturday Night Special and all that, and make guns out of like normal steel and cheap piece of junk throwaway guns. That would be this man right here, who thinks he's us. As powerful as a senator, and maybe even Bill Gates and some of the others. Anyway, he was crying, and I was going to actually have him executed, and I decided to spare him because he was just the middleman. So, anyway, Lucifer's star, and at some point in time, we had him. Well, exoskeletons, all that stuff. So, apparently, he. Anyway, I don't know. I just have dealings with him. So. Anyway, and I told, though, he made really cheap, crappy guns, basically, was selling them to people and thinking that, he was some sort of great warlord or something. Anyway, he is basically like when you think about like car bombings and stuff like that and bad dealings and gambling and basically people saying, yeah, well, I thought that was coming our way, like as in he's going to have someone killed and then get the stuff or kill someone to get something or hijack a bus or hijack a ship. That's this guy right here, who is indicated in everything from assassinations to killing of police departments, all kinds of stuff. At least as far as I know. This guy is very connected to the weapons department and considers him very much a what's called a soldier of the 2000 of the future kind of thing, like soldier 2000 whatever. Anyway, he owns a small gun shop and sells to everything from gang members to high-ranking whatever. But his guns are cheap and crappy and made out of normal steel and not made out of anything good, particularly good. He uses just the low quality steels. He doesn't use titanium or any of the really good stuff, and his guns wear out fairly quickly and are considered throwaway. Unlike Lucifer Star guns, which, they basically last forever, pretty much. They could last a couple thousand trillion years. There are guns, like I say, that people pick up and think it's a 1960s gun. And it's like, no, that gun is actually from year minus 10,000 or something like that. And probably had uranium splattered all over it at one point in time. It was just too radioactive to actually be touched. So they left it alone. So anyway, now it's not radioactive anymore, some 5,000 years later or 2,000 years later, and people are thinking, oh, it came from the 1960s. It's like, probably not. Anyway, so, yeah. But this guy right here is a very kind of bad person, and anyway, though, he's linked to, if you ever had an uncle or someone famous that was rich that got killed or whatever, or anything that was hijacked, probably you're looking for this guy right here, who also considers himself an inventor of guns and lots of other stuff. So if you're missing cargo or have an uncle that blew up when he turned the key on a car, possibly go ask him because he knew something about it. He's indicated in like at least 2/3 of the car bombings and stuff, or a third of the car bombings and all kinds of stuff. And he has this little thing, and he runs this thing. And then, you ever seen that movie where it's like when when society gets flushed and we're gonna be the clinging to the toilet bowl? Yeah, that's this guy. This is like Soldier 2000. Has his own bunker thing, whatever. Yeah, so yeah. Anyway, he was crying and going to get killed or shot or something like that. And, I spared him because, Anyway, though, I don't know. He has a family and kids and stuff like that. Just, he was going, I don't know. They killed a bunch of people, and then he tried to say that the stuff was his or he invented it. It's like, no, you didn't. Blah, blah, blah. Like I said, there's no Winchester company. There's no Thompson machine gun company. There's just Germany. And there's me and a bunch of gun patents. I had the most advanced and best guns and the most variety of guns. I paid quite a bit of money to have lots of prototypes built. So we had the best guns for my country. And like I said, I shared that information with China and Japan. And like I say, the great rising sun empire of China would also know me, Lucifer Star. Lots of people would know me. most people who would want to not be shot by people like him in the middle of the night or dark would eventually know me or some of my groups, like I said. So, anyway, yeah, it's 1,000 years old or trillions of years old, you know. People would also know my 1.5s eventually. They're great little guys. They're amazing. They're cool, and they're very kind. All my life forms, you know, we hang out together. You know, we're together with this. You know, we create stars and planets and all kinds of things. And then people like this come along and cause problems. So anyway, yes. Yeah, so if you ever had an uncle and he turned the key on his car and you watched him go, probably ask him if 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 your truck's ever been hijacked or an uncle of yours was driving the long haul roads at night and then they just found they didn't find the truck but they found your uncle or whatever. Probably ask him. You know, so yeah. You know, they hijack trucks, they do all kinds of stuff. He sells to gang members and drug dealers and all kinds of stuff. And generally, people regard him as a very bad person. And he builds really, really cheap, pathetic guns that wear out rather quickly because they're made out of steel and just, you know, normal stuff. They're not made out of titanium or anything really good. They're just made out of cheap stuff. And basically, he pretends to be so tough, but he's not. Anyway, yeah. Yeah. When they finally find him, he says, I'm sorry. He's like crying or whatever. So, anyway, you can go find him. I don't know. I think he slunk off. He has a bunker somewhere or something like that. And he sells people slots in his bunker or whatever. Anyway, we kind of knew him. I thought maybe he's a good person, maybe he's not. I don't know. Nixon was, you know, a lot of people would try and kill these people. Like, defending yourself is one thing. Going to over to Germany and killing in a foreign country is another thing. So, yeah. So, it was a long time ago, so I think he's already basically been found out because he's already posting stuff on the video of him saying, well, I thought that was coming our way, which meant that he was actually going to have something hijacked, and I guess it didn't work out that way. So, like I said, he does hijacking. He does, you know, his gorgeous daughters. He goes to all the gun shows. You know, he's responsible for a lot of death and possibly even some radioactive ammo. It's hard to say exactly. You're going to have to ask somebody. He also makes some really cheap, pathetic guns that he didn't even design. So, anyway, yeah. Go ask him if you know of someone that went missing or got killed, or you're having a problem in your backyard. He's probably the guy that's selling the guns or you know, that kind of stuff. So, you know, you can probably ask him. He thinks he's a military general or whatever and all that other stuff. So, anyway, I seem to meet him at some point in time. So, anyway, it's like, well, I'm your creator, God. Yeah, whatever. Even God can die though, and he knew that. So. He's probably been trying to kill me too. So, yeah.